Hello and welcome back to my commentary. It's kind of been a while since I've done a video like this. I've been busy with school and been doing a lot of work, but I guess now I'm graduating soon, so I'm a bit more free in making these videos. But speaking of college, kind of not worth it in my opinion. It's expensive and, the only reason why I'm pretty much going to college is to get a better job, but feel like there's better ways of evaluating a prospective candidate for a company than just a college degree. I mean, I feel like every high-paying job, you're at least required a bachelor's degree. I mean, why is that? Like, I just don't see why we should do that. For example, if you're like an accountant, I can just learn it online in like a year and just do some interviews with companies. And then once you like pass those interviews, you can do like a 1 year unpaid internship with those companies. And that way you learn the job of being an accountant and the company learns more about you and whether or not you're a viable candidate for their full-time position. And by the end, the company could either hire you or maybe they don't like you and they could just, move you out. But at least you have that experience with that internship and can start applying for other companies for that similar position. Or if you hate that position, you don't want to be an accountant, you can just take another 1 year internship at some other career option or other job position and, you know, do as many of those internships as possible until you find what career path you want or what you would like to be. And I feel like that's better than how college is, and like finding your major is kind of similar to that, but I feel like with internships you get the actual experience, so you know that you're not wasting your time by getting a degree and having to switch your occupation after you get your bachelor's, and that's tough. And finding jobs that way is pretty difficult. So I feel like having this internship um, system is just better. Um, but you might be asking, like, what about higher skilled jobs, like being a doctor, right? Like, you don't want a high schooler operating on you, or like a high school graduate operating on you. That's pretty scary in my opinion, and I agree, but I feel like all you need to be to get into like med school is like a good MCAT score. Like, am I wrong or something? Like, all you need to do is like have a good MCAT and some recommendations. So instead of just going to college, why don't you just study for the MCAT by yourself, take it, get a good score, and then in the meantime, you can do some like practical lab applications, either at some company or maybe some hospital, just so you can get experience and know if you're good for the healthcare field. And yeah, and then once you take the MCAT, you just go to med school, which I feel like is very necessary and I guess worth it if you want to be a doctor. And yeah, and same thing with like lawyers, just study for the LSAT. I, I don't know, am I tripping there? I feel like you just take the exam and you're chilling. But there's like another big aspect of college, which is the social one, right? Like clubs, meeting new people, you know, being in your early 20s and finding the right people, finding your niche, I guess. Again, if we're doing that internship program, you can just find your people within those companies who are probably going to be similar to you because they're interested in the job position. So you're probably chilling there. And I also feel like you can find a lot of people online now. We don't need to go to some centralized location to find people in IRL. We have the internet. Just use it, find new people on like social media, and I feel like it's easier and better to do it that way. Um, so I feel like social aspect, is it worth paying 20K a year just to go to college to meet new people? I don't know. And like, I guess there won't be any more fraternities or sororities, but I feel like those are pretty bad influences anyways with hazing and drinking. So I don't know if that's really beneficial for any of us. And if, hey, if you want to drink, just drink. I mean, you don't need to go to college to drink underage, but that's just my opinion on the social aspect of college. But then you might be wondering, what about the athletes, right? Like people who need to be scouted and have more time to develop before they could go to the professional leagues. And why don't we just have minor leagues for all big professional sports? I mean, I feel like that's a really good system. You can still get scouted from the minor leagues to go play in, I guess, the upper leagues. And not only do you, not have to pay to play in a league, you probably are getting paid to play in the minor league. So you're making money, which is like the biggest concern for college athletes, right? Like they get injured and they get like no compensation for it, only like a full ride scholarship. But hey, and also they don't have to take like a stupid amount of time like learning something that they don't want to get learn and getting a useless degree if they're just gonna play professionally. So I feel like it's a pretty big win for the sports community. I guess like the only real reason why you would want to go to college is if you're interested in the sciences and want to get a PhD to, further develop research. It's probably the only reason why you should go to college. So maybe abolishing all colleges is not a good idea, but I mean, I feel like the amount of colleges and the need for them compared to like how many colleges there are right now, I feel like we can just cut that in half, realistically speaking, and only allow the really nerdy people who want to do research and want to like discover new things to go to college and get masters and PhDs. Um, and other than that, I mean, feel like everyone else can just kind of skip that process. It'd be way easier, but of course, colleges make tons of bank and money, and I don't know. It's a really tough situation, and it's gonna be hard to culturally change people's mindset about university and degrees like that. Another solution we could do is just make college online and really cheap. Again, the biggest complaint about college is not really like the time I'm wasting, but more of the money and spending and like, is it really worth it to spend that much to get the subpar education? I don't know. So making it online, really accessible, so like now anyone can go to college and make it really cheap. That would be nice. And yeah, I guess that's my rant. I hope you agree with me. If you do, make sure to like the video. Yeah, that was pretty cringe. But hey, if you disagree, you can dislike the video. I don't care. I actually like the dislikes. Just kidding, I don't like the dislikes. But if you made it this far, make sure to subscribe. Subscribe. Yeah. And hope you have a good day. Peace.